YouTube show. If you are new, please make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video from me, as I do drop multiple times a week for you guys. I am going to go ahead and do the Mean Girls episode 9, which is the finale on Now That's TV for Mean Girls. Okay, I wanted to make sure you guys can hear me. All right. Um, honestly, okay. Here's one thing that I do want to talk about. I feel as if Mean Girls should have had at least 12 episodes. I feel like 9 episodes for one, that's weird. Why is it odd? I think this is me just thinking. I'm thinking because some of the girls left, like they started leaving early, and that just comes back to what I was saying on how um it seemed like production was very unorganized. The girls did not have respect for production as they should. And, they were just turning up. And on top of that, production was being very messy. Several of the ladies was talking about how production was being messy, stirring the pot, making them fight, things like that. Um, so it could have been a whole bunch of other things. I'm hoping for their season 2, it will be way more organized and we will really get to see the full potential of season 2 and see what it grows in. Here's some things before I get into the episode, but before I get super into the episode, what I want you guys to do is make sure you guys hit that like button for me, okay? Please hit that like button because that helps me get on the algorithm, stay on the algorithm, so I could continue to put out work, because what creator wants to put out work and you're not getting pushed? It doesn't make any sense. I want to connect with my community, my tribe, and things like that. Um, but before I break down this episode, one of the things that I would want for season 2 is better production. I want girls to actually really be on there because they want to be on the show. 3, I don't think they should be allowed to be inviting people into the homes, meaning like their boyfriends or their girlfriends or family members like that. Like, you are on the job. You should be having your friends and everything, even if they're filming in your city. You're on the job. You signed your contract. If you want to go see your family when you guys are not filming and you get cleared from production, then you need to go out and clear. I mean, you need to go out and do what you need to do. 2, production needs to come harder. You cannot let your talent overshadow you and walk over you. And that is simply what happened. That is exactly what happened. And for Isaiah to come from behind the scene to have to come in the scene multiple times just let me know that it was very, very, very chaotic. And less is more. Why is production so many people? Like I don't understand that. I mean, you guys could be saving money essentially if your production, was smaller, the team was tighter, and then it wouldn't be so much chaos going on with your talent and production, because why is your talent getting upset with production and your security? Okay, it was just very, very chaotic and very unorganized. But as I mentioned before, I like the premise of the show. I think it's really cute. I think they have something going for themselves. I really like that Isaiah picked really nice homes for the ladies. I like that they had a cash prize and a trip that they could win. I really enjoyed the challenges that they had. That was really good. It was just really overall what my main thing was, the organization of Mean Girls. It could have been a lot better. And I'm not sure if this is Isaiah's first production on producing a show. I know he was on, I haven't watched any of his other stuff, but I have on Now That's TV, I have seen him in some of the thumbnails on some of the shows. So you guys let me know if Isaiah is a part of production or he's talent that became production. Y'all let me know because I don't know the backstory on that. So I don't really want to get too much in detail on it. But as I mentioned before in my previous episodes, Isaiah just seems to have a sweet soul. Again, I don't know him, but don't let nobody run over you. Like, this is your show. Don't let no one disrespect you. And I felt like some of the ladies at times were being very disrespectful. And I think that they should have let some of the girls go way sooner and have replacements on deck, on stack for that. Now let's go ahead and get into the actual episode, my review on it. Don't tell me this shit is not syncing up. I'm gonna have to leave my phone on. Okay. Here we go. It actually synced up. Last time I had issues with that. Okay. So the episode is a continuation of episode 8. So basically, it was a continuation of the BB sisters pressing the Pretty Jones sisters. They also had stuff to say to the TDG sisters. And basically pressing, they just was asking them that they have to fight. So apparently there was some stuff going outside of filming, like online. People was getting on live allegedly and was just saying stuff, doing stuff, and the BB sisters really didn't appreciate it. So it was a mess. Now, I know when these shows film, sometimes they make things seem like, oh, it's a day or two, and actually it's like several days or a month. So I don't know exactly how long the BB sisters were in the house, but the way it was filmed, it seemed like they were only there for 2 days, to be honest. So Ivory got mad at her sister, who was Jazz, and for not trying to fight anyone. So apparently, what it seemed like is, I don't know if they call Ivory or whatever for Ivory and her sister to come to kind of stir the pot and like press some of the girls because they really wasn't getting I guess, exciting enough footage before they conclude the season. So they called Ivory. And as I mentioned on the previous shows I reviewed, it seems like they like to call Ivory to turn up the place anyway. So when Ivory comes on the scene and she's not originally on the cast, best believe she's about to stir the pot. So it just seems like they have some kind of favoritism for her. And she does bring it at the end of the day. So, and a lot of people are intimidated by her. A lot of people are afraid of her. People call her a bully and things like that. So, people don't really want to press her like that. So, uh, her sister said she was asking the girls did they want to fight, and they said no. So she was standing firm on what she believed in. And her thing is, why would I press someone that says they don't want to fight? You know, I confronted them about the issue. If they don't want to fight, I'm not about to be on some bully stuff and start fighting for no reason. And she was trying to get to Ivory that everything doesn't have to be a fight. You can have a conversation. And she also called Ivory out and said, because of your behavior, this is why people call you a bully. And what I got from that was, I think that really bothers Ivory, but she tried to play it off like, oh, it's cool or whatever, because she really doesn't want to be a bully. And I really think that, especially when I watched her in Young and the Reckless, her conclusion on her experience and things like that, you could tell that she wants to show like a softer side of her, but she kind of has this stigma at this point of, nuck if you buck. So my notes, I said, seems like production gets Ivory just to be fighting people. She told her sister that everything doesn't have to be a fight. Ivory called her sister scary. So her sister is Jazz. So Barbie and the sister were talking outside about the situation. So Barbie and Jazz about, their whole purpose on coming onto the show and then her confronting the girls that she had issues with. So Jazz says that it's not okay to look like a bully, that she's older than Ivory. Basically, she's more mature. She's trying to teach Ivory, better skills and everything like that. Like everything doesn't have to be a fight, just because you have an issue with somebody, especially if they do not want to fight you. Like you don't need to be physical with people. So Barbie said she was pressing soft, meaning that Jazz was pressing soft. She really wasn't doing anything. And Jazz got rubbed the wrong way because Barbie essentially called her weak. And that really triggered her because that went into a whole argument. It seemed like for about 15, 20 minutes. It could have been longer because you know how they be editing stuff. So Barbie felt like why did they come? Because they didn't fight like all the other girls. They got into a physical altercation. So that just clarified for me, as I've been saying about Zeus and Now That's TV. If you want to get on these shows, you have to have some kind of physical altercation. They're not just okay with you having a verbal altercation with anyone. So if you're going to get on those shows, best believe you're going to get in a fight with somebody, or it's going to be a problem, or they're going to force you to fight, if you don't naturally get into a fight. So just be prepared if you want to get on those type of shows and those type of networks. So, but everyone already knows that Ivory's about that business. So they really wasn't tripping off of Ivory. And Ivory was like, she said in her confessional, she was going to let her sister handle everything. So, um, so Ivory called Barbie weird. She said that she lied and she didn't want the girls to come when she did. So I guess because that like a lot of the girls was leaving. I don't know why the girls was leaving. They never disclosed why some of the girls left the show. But I guess they weren't getting enough footage. It was like all kumbaya footage. They wanted some action. They wanted some drama before they concluded the season. And so Jazz was saying that Barbie was like calling Ivory and her, saying that, we want you guys to come on the show. We want you guys, to come. It's boring. Like the girls are giving. Like we know you guys are going to give it. And then Barbie lied when she got into the altercation with Jazz. So this is the second person that Barbie has allegedly stirred the pot with to try to get into a physical altercation or stir the pot of a physical altercation and got called out about it because Jazz was ready to smack her over it. So that went on for a cool minute. When they was going back and forth, Ivory did come outside, and then she also agreed with her sister Jazz, like saying, like, you lying, like, why you lying? So apparently, Ivory and Barbie is like really close outside of the show. So she even confirmed that her sister's not lying. Like, Barbie, you being weird, like you did say for us to come and to turn up, and you wanted us on the show. So at the end of the day, you do see a cameo with Barbie and Jazz, and Jazz is being a woman and saying, you hurt my feelings because you called me weak. Like, why would I press some people when they're saying they don't want to fight? Like, I did what I needed to do. If they didn't want to fight, they didn't want to fight. So I can't force anyone to fight. So they hugged it out or whatever. And I just feel like if you're production, there really is no need for you to like kind of stir the pot. Maybe a little bit, but like, why would you stir the pot for everything to be like physical? You know what I'm saying? Like those environments are like very, very chaotic. I could see why some of the girls like they only do one season and they don't come back. It's not like they can't come back. It's because they choose to protect their peace because that is like a lot of negativity to be around. Like even if you're not fighting and you witness, the fights all the time, like that is a lot. If you're not paying to see like a UFC fight or wrestling, like why would you want to see that on a daily basis and be in that environment? So, all right. So then, and I didn't like this at all because I felt like this was on some bully stuff and it was really unnecessary. So it's kind of like production was like, okay, so we can't get the BB sisters and the Pretty Jones sisters or TDG sisters to fight. So now we're about to get girls to team up on Vanilla and start up that whole mess after what, like 3 episodes ago. They started up the mess talking about, like Vanilla wasn't about that. Like Vanilla allegedly, like she be talking like she's big dog, but she hasn't really pressed any issues with anybody. Um, and, some of the girls was just calling her out on the situation. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Please hit that like button for me. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so the girls were sitting outside. I don't know their names. It was just the remainders. It literally was like one sister from each duo that was left that was outside. And they were talking about how Vanilla, like, she bucks and she doesn't really say anything, well, really do anything to back up what she has to say. And they wasn't feeling it. They was like, everybody did their big one, but she didn't do her big one. So it became an issue. And I put in my notes, I was like, they low key was bullying her. Like, she did not want to fight anybody. So the Wop Wop sisters end up fighting her. Okay, Asia. I do not like Asia, but one thing I will say about Asia is that little girl got courage. Okay, she always gets beat up, but at the end of the day, she's still gonna fight. It is what it is. So she ends up fighting Asia twice. I don't know. I don't honestly want to say that Asia won any of the fights or Vanilla won any of the fights. But then when the other sister jumped in, that sister definitely did win the fight. So security, then later on, security had a fight, and then the rest of the Mean Girl cast decided to jump in the fight. And the Wapwa sisters, Asia's sister, got mad at Asia because she jumped into the fight and she wasn't about that type of thing because she felt like I don't want to get in something that's unnecessary, and then I have to get in a fight because you choosing to be in a fight because I have to protect you. Because the other sister has hands, but Asia doesn't have hands. She always gets beat up. But what I like about her, she has heart. She's gonna still do what she needs to do at the end of the day. So, and that was the conclusion of the episode. So I guess they're gonna have prom. They already announced the winners, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the TDG. sisters won the Hawaii trip. I don't know who won prom queen or whatever, but what I saw, because I saw Isaiah posted on his Instagram. So they, I can tell you guys that they won that, but as far as like prom queen or whatever, I can't say anything on that. I am excited to see what the reunion is going to be given, especially since some of the girls were talking a lot of smack in the confessionals. And you already know how these girls go. I just feel like they do not really have emotional intelligence, or they be putting on a show for the cameras. So you already know there's going to be fights at this reunion. But what I really want is, I really like Barbie, but Barbie is messy. I want someone to really check Barbie, because there's no need for you to like force and insinuate fights, like the girls are going to naturally have drama with one another. Like if you know someone has beef with another one, like you could stir the pot a little bit, but for you to like encourage, like there were moments in the season where she was like, okay, so what you gonna do about it, like insinuating for the girls to attack one another. And I just feel like, everything doesn't have to be physical. You can have a good banter back and forth verbally. I'm not going to say you could throw stuff, because that could be potentially dangerous. But, you know, I just feel like everything shouldn't be fighting. But I need to stop complaining about that, because at this point, I need to stop being in denial that Zeus and Now That's TV, that's a part of their formula. They want violence to a certain extent. So, it is what it is. Um, but I think overall, though, if I had to rate the show, I am going to give the show a 7 out of 10. The reason why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and really, maybe I should say a 6.5 out of 10. I'm gonna say a 6.5 out of 10, because the reason why I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 is like your production can make or break you. Your production can make or break you. And I just feel like production dropped the ball on so many levels. And I just feel like the talent was very unprofessional at times. And it was just really, really, um, really, really annoying. And like I said, I like the premise of the show. I like that they had a cash prize. I like that they had a trip up for debate. I like the challenges. I really like their promo. Their promo was cute, as it was really, really cute. I really like their promo. I like the theme of the show. They need to pick a better host, because I felt like that was tacky how y'all brought Barbie in when Pressure really was supposed to be the host. So y'all really got to make sure the host should be given. The host shouldn't be given rainbow fashion, like I said before. Ain't nothing wrong with rainbow, but you got to know how to pair it. And I just felt like Pressure, like her fashion sense is just not where it needs to be. And like she did give Mean Girl vibes, but it was like this was your time to really shine. Like you wasn't popular in like high school or middle school or anything, and you get an opportunity to kind of be in charge, and you just fumble the ball. Like that's what she was given. So they need a better host. There needs to be more respect between security and talent, and production, security and talent. There definitely was a disconnect there. Um, the houses was fantastic. I like the fact that they had catered food. I would like to see the girls, at least, like there needs to be house rules, because uh why is your house that, like, why are you, first of all, you are visiting someone's place. Don't get me wrong, I could be junkie in my own place, but you are being filmed. Like the stuff was just all over the place, like even when I travel, I was like, dang, like I be unpacking my suitcase, but I don't be like that. I was like, these girls they got some home training at times. And it just cover yourself up a little bit. We don't need to see your tatas out. So just some little basic stuff. Um, but that's the main reason why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. If they didn't have any of those issues, I honestly would give the show a 8 out of 10. To be honest, I would give it an 8 out of 10. And the reason why I would give it an 8 out of 10, because no show first season is going to be fire the first time. Like I would give them those other two notches to improve as the seasons go. So that's my review. That's how I feel about it. You guys let me know. Comment below. Thank you for everyone that was in here watching. Thank you for everyone that gave me a thumbs up. Make sure you look at my other content. Let me know other shows that you would like me to review as well. and I will consider them. Okay, but just let me know. Send me an email, or you can always send me comments, and I appreciate it. Oh, also another thing, if you want to collab with me, if you're another content creator, you like my commentary or whatever, please let me know. Email me. I I'm open. Just let me know, okay? Especially when I move back home to California, like I'm about to go ham. Like I really want to network with you guys. So I'll see you guys soon, and I appreciate you guys. Peace and blessings, babes. Bye.